What's going on, family? Generational Wealth Wednesday, crypto edition. Had to do it. The market is green. Some interesting stuff going on with Visa. Volante Technologies heading up or adding to that list. Really interesting stuff. We're going to get into that. Let's celebrate the green day in the digital asset space. Let's celebrate the green day in the digital asset space. So we're going to get into it. Happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to you. We're going to talk a little bit about a strategy and do you have a plan today as well. But wow, the market is doing some stuff. I don't know. I was going to take some of that dry powder and put it into the market, but I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait some and see what's happening. Let's see what the real deal is. What do I got? Do I have my night? I don't have my night thing on. That's not good. What's going on, guys? Wow. Market is definitely responding for sure. Danny Loth is here. What's up, brother? Wi-Fi reviews is in the building. Good to see you. I did, man. I did, Danny Loth. I saw that. Yeah, of course I did. I did indeed. Yeah, I don't know. The market is just so many green candles. I just decided, I'm going to keep the dry powder on the Celsius until I can see something different. I don't know. Just a lot of green today, which is great for the market. Let's see something. Hashtag. Let's see what's going on here. So any of you guys got add to your stacks today? Oh, no. Come on, Celsius. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. USD running on stellar Wi-Fi. Indeed it is. Darcy, what's going on, my friend? Crypto_JS San Antonio is back in the building. All on fire. Let's get it, C's. Indeed. Generational Wealth Wednesday, the crypto edition, because the market is just going absolutely crazy. And I'm going to, what is going on with my the Celsius app, man? Not happy about that. How you guys doing today? I was all excited about leveraging my position on the Celsius platform, taking advantage of that, thinking and acting like the 1% of the 1%. I definitely did that for sure. Hope you guys did as well. Let's see what's going on in the market. It's like it's green everywhere today. I mean, Bitcoin's at 37,740. Ethereum is at $1,670. Wow. And Polkadot's at $20. So the market is just, everything is up right now on the 24-hour. $20 for Polkadot. XRP is at 38.5 cents, up 4.5 percent in 24 hours. Cardano's at 43 cents. Yeah, it's just links at almost $25. This is not the time to use your dry powder. So I'm going to wait. Just keep that thing on the side. Congrats to all that held. Yeah, that's not even, the VeChain needs to get like 4 cents or so for me to get excited about VeChain. It's still at 2.9. Celsius got back up to $5. Cool. So yeah, it's definitely the green stream. So guys, listen, we definitely want to, really go over the interview with Thinking Crypto, Tony from Thinking Crypto. I just think, man, it's so important to be able to hear from that guy. So we're going to talk about that. What is going on with the camera right now? What's going on there? What happened? Yeah, what's going on with the camera? So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Again, if you haven't had a chance to watch that, interesting stuff. Hey, Barbara, how are you, miss? Good to see you. Great green day today. Yes, indeed. Mulberry Street Cigars. Hey, C's, glad to see you. Glad to see you as well, brother. ETH is doing his thing for sure. BC Backer was really, really excited about the market as a whole. ETH doing his thing, and looks like he officially announced alt season. Yeah, Flare is going to be awesome, brother. Flare Network is going to be really, really awesome. It really is. JL, anyone hyped for FXRP, FDoge, and FLTC? Yeah, I am, because all of them will add just tremendous utility to the Flare network, which is, is going to bring some significant value to the Spark token for sure, right? It's going to bring some significant value to the Spark token. Absolutely, for sure, right? It's definitely going to do that. Looks like I'm going to have to do that again. Let's see something. Indeed. So what's going on there? Crypto_JS is here. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Oh, Darcy. Wow, really? I'm pissed. I sold my gallon months ago. I suspect there's going to be some time. Oh, yeah, and you bought it fairly cheap, huh? I suspect there'll be some time to get a better price on it. I think XRP will run up with all the alts soon before any court ruling. XRP run. How about that? That'll be interesting to see. But I got to tell you, you got to really want to listen to this lawyer, Joseph Hall from Davis Polk. He really laid down some really, really interesting things, I believe. I really do believe it. 345, not quite. Okay. Danny Law, if you called it, Mana. I hope you make some big time money, bro. I'm just going to hold on to mine for a little longer. Because I've had mine way before 14, 15 cents. I had it way before that. Black M Pack is here. The total market cap broke the all-time highs, retested support, broke through again, and is in price discovery. Yeah, absolutely. DIY investing just said the very same thing, or at least I just listened to him say the very same thing. Wi-Fi reviews, indeed. So yeah, BC Backers given the official altcoin season. The alt run is here. The altcoin run is upon us. Yeah, I got some of that 0x. Diversify my bags in the 0x a week ago. Nice. Adam M says, I think it will run from June and it will moon on January 1, 2022. How about that, Adam M? I'm prepared. I'm set up for that. Anybody still thinking we're not going to be able to get XRP? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Chrissy Fouts. Siege, when you talk about leveraging your assets on Celsius, what do you mean? Are you talking about loans to buy more? Yes, it's loans to buy whatever kind of, wherever you are. But for me, I always do a loan in stable coins, and then I go into the digital asset space. Absolutely, because you think about it, you can get a 1% loan. Now, anybody expecting their portfolio to not outperform a 1% a year interest rate? Is there anyone who doesn't expect their portfolio to outperform a 1% a year interest rate? Yeah. So yeah, when you log in, you hit that C on the bottom right. If there's not a borrow button, and it should be right in the middle of that. It should be wallet, something else, something else, something else, something else. In the middle, borrow. So it should say a borrow there. Yeah. If you're in the United States, I don't think that that's the case. There's been some issues with logins, like my borrow button. One day it was there, Chrissy. One day it wasn't, type deal. So it's definitely been some weight on that app, right? I mean, the record signups and the record people doing it on it is interesting. Jungle Inc. is here. What's good, brother? Good to see you. Siege, what's happening with Celsius? Are you having issues with accessing the app again? Today I was. The last, week and a half, no. I was able to leverage my assets, but I was having some issues with logging in. Then the borrow button wasn't showing up. And again, I'm kind of liking that to the weight of the amount of signups of people downloading that app. Okay. Because it's just been over the top in terms of new people downloading the app, depositing their money on there. And I feel like something's going on with the app, the weighing down on it. It feels like that to me. It really does. Miss Crypto Siege to this day can't log in. Like we've tried over and over and over again. She still can't log in. So that's kind of the deal. Jungle Inc., what's going on, bro? What'd you think about that that interview with Tony and Joseph Hall from Davis Polk law firm, the law firm Davis Polk? Teething problems, exactly, Wi-Fi. Bro, XRP is here. What's going on, my friend? Telcoin app, JL. Not familiar with Telcoin app. I've seen some people talking profits on Telcoin, but I don't know anything about that app. Really, really excited. Back on American exchanges after February 24th. After price is $1. Crypto_JS says XRP back on American exchanges after February 24th. After price is $1. Let's listen to this attorney who was previously at the SEC, intimately familiar with the ongoings there, because he kind of mentioned something about that maybe Roisman or Purse or someone could do some kind, or Gensler coming in could do some type of like amendment or something to this lawsuit or something along those lines. Let's take a listen. Hey, Brandon, thank you. Hey, Crypto Siege, hope all is well. Thank you, my friend. I hope the same for you, bro. February is the month of the Phoenix. Yes, indeed, bro. XRP, good to see you, brother. I had, bro, XRP, I haven't seen DeepMind in a while. I hope that he's okay. I actually just reached out to him because I have not seen him in a while. I'm beginning to get a little worried. Brandon Young, we love the Celsius app. Absolutely love it. A Lady Crypto in here.
Yeah, Lady Crypto in here for show. Oh, show.
What is going on, Nicole? Good to see you. All right, so I'm going to share this. Let's listen a little bit more to, let's see, let's do this. Oh, nope, that's not going to work. Man.
ICO, his inbox was going to receive a copy of the white paper. And he made a comment to the staff that, in 90% of these cases, he doesn't see what problem the token is solving. Right. In fact, if anything, the token seems to be adding more friction than it seems to be, solving a problem. And I think that was very true about that activity that went on in the middle of the, sort of in the middle of the decade. And and therefore it's natural that the SEC's approach would be more of an enforcement forward approach. But I think we're past that now, and things have shaken out, and there are legitimate businesses that need to be able to operate, need to be able to attract capital, and they can only do that with regulatory certainty. So I think whoever was going to be appointed by President Biden to fill this role was going to have to deal with it maybe in a way that Chairman Clayton didn't have to. Now, when you then sort of just tee it up that way, I think it's much better to have somebody who understands the asset, understands the space, right, being that regulator. And Gensler was a very proactive regulator at the CFTC. That was historically an agency that took a much lighter touch to regulation than the SEC did. That's probably just my bias as a securities lawyer. But Gensler sort of turned that around and was quite active in implementing the Dodd-Frank rules and dealing with security-based swaps and the whole swaps and derivatives market and everything. So he's clearly activist is the wrong word, but he's clearly somebody who's not afraid to tackle big problems. So you have the combination of somebody who knows the space deeply and is not afraid to tackle problems. So I'm hoping that means that he will approach this not from a regulatory perspective and sort of what's the right kind of regulation for this space, as opposed to just the what's derogatorily referred to as the regulate by enforcement approach. And so I think the signs are good that we've got somebody who can do that and who knows how to do that. But it's going to be a heavy lift.
Sure.
If he does decide to make this one of the centerpieces of his tenure, my prediction is that it gobbles up a hell of a lot of his time.
Sure, and this asset class is on the rise. We're seeing a lot of companies are setting up shop. A lot of big players, traditional financial players, are getting into the market. So I do want to ask, do you personally own cryptocurrencies? Are you a holder of XRP?
I don't. Okay. I've never owned cryptocurrencies. I'm a securities lawyer and I don't own securities. I invest in Vanguard and Fidelity mutual funds, and that's been the way I've been since I was a very young lawyer. It's just when you're a securities lawyer and you're constantly dealing with different companies and different products, you can find yourself very quickly not being allowed to trade them because of the conflict, or because you might have inside information or something like that. So
sure.
I'm a very plain vanilla investor. Now, I wish I bought crypto, but no, I don't invest in the space that I practice in.
Sure, and I respect that. That totally makes sense. So you penned the article. So in your mind, and I know I'm asking maybe a moot point here because you kind of let your thoughts be known. Do you see XRP as a security, and what do you see the outcome being potentially moving forward?
Now, before he answers that, I want to point out something. I've listened to this. It's about 57 minutes long. While I was at the gym today, he said something prior to him answering this question. He said, when Gensler comes in, and if he decides to tackle the securities things for crypto, where they are, what they mean, it's going to be a very heavy, intensive thing for him to focus on, and he will not be able to focus on any other things. All right, so let's listen to this answer about what he thinks about securities.
Well, when you examine it against the Howey test, one can make arguments on each prong of the Howey test as to why it is a security. That's frankly one of the problems of the Howey test. It's just too elastic. And when the staff came out with their the SEC staff came out with their framework for analyzing assets under Howey, the framework just included multiple questions, maybe 30, 35, 40 questions, and came along with the standard disclaimers that, no one factor is dispositive. And that's the issue with a judge-made test like this is, you can argue all these points. So I see the argument as to why it's a security. Now I'll tell you, I have argued the opposite to the SEC in terms of XRP on behalf of clients who have been doing things with it going back several years now. So again, to me, that's not the interesting question. To me, the interesting question is, okay, let's say it's an investment contract under the Howey test, but that shouldn't be the end of that shouldn't be the end of it. It should be, okay, I'll give it to you. It's an investment contract. Now let's talk about the smart way to regulate it as a security. There might be some elements. There are some elements of the way we approach securities regulation in this country that could well be appropriate, including SEC review of an offering document of some sort. Probably not using the standard protocol of questions or standard protocol of topics that the issuer of a share of common stock needs to disclose. But there are things that probably would be useful for a purchaser of a crypto asset to know. For example, how much of the asset do the promoters control? Something like that. There are things that may well be relevant. And so I don't have a problem with that. But then the second step of then saying that all transactions in that asset have to be routed through regulated intermediaries, whether that's regulated broker dealers or clearinghouses such as DTC. That's where I then come in and say, okay, maybe those aspects of the regulation of securities are just not appropriate for this kind of asset. And that's the question. Again, that's the question that I know the staff has thought about. And that's also the kind of question that the SEC does have the tools to address if they're prepared to go through the arduous process of notice and comment rulemaking. That involves the SEC sort of proposing a regulatory framework for the asset class and then getting comments on it, putting it out for public debate.
So it's a couple of things there that I wanted to talk about with you guys. Number one, he is saying that the SEC can easily take an approach to saying that, well, okay, it is a security, but not stop there and say, okay, well, how can we now regulate it, right? Move forward from that. Now, how can we regulate it? And he said in his interview, and let it continue to operate or perform the way that it performs. And I think that's massively important. Massively important that even with a designation or some ruling of a security, that the SEC or courts like the SEC especially shouldn't stop there. Like, okay, now that we figured it out, it's security. If we win or whatever, how do we move forward with it? And so that is always still on the option, still on the table as an option. But I think I'm gonna try to find the part here where he's talking about the judge, and he's talking about, first of all, he's talking about how the SEC, he can't quite understand why the SEC would tackle, Ripple in the major uphill battle and trying to prove his case, the SEC trying to prove his case. Why would they have not taken on some of the smaller, why take on the big elephant, right? Why not take on some smaller ones and try to build up some credibility and history that would add upon each other, case after case after case, then go do something with Ripple? Why go attack the big one like that? He said that didn't make sense to him. And then he started talking about how he believes a judge is going to look at this, and he called the judge a generalist judge. In other words, these judges are not going to be judges intimately familiar with digital assets, the crypto space as a whole. They're hearing one case about, in one area of the law, then they're hearing a case about another area of the law, then they're hearing another case about another area of the law, then they're hearing this case. And he makes a really, really good point about a judge. And I said this on this channel a couple of times about a judge just looking at this and saying, these were his words, "You knew about this since 2012. Why didn't you do something then?" Like he could see a quote unquote judge saying that, looking at that, and just like, if your gig is to protect the investors or help to cause the investors no harm, why did you wait? You knew about this since 2012. Very, very powerful. Let me see if I can find it for you first.
And that they go into federal court with cases that I, as a securities lawyer, think should be a slam dunk, that the SEC's position is clearly right. And yet they don't prevail in federal.
That will be made around Ripple and XRP is going to affect the rest of the market for sure. So I'm hoping Gary makes it.
Ideally, frankly, should be holding hearings and should be making these decisions.
That there was a lot of scams that I remember seeing a lot of it myself back in 2017, and a lot of hype around that. But I think there has been some maturity and there's some quality projects in the market. It seems the determination that will be made around Ripple and XRP is going to affect the rest of the market for sure. So I'm hoping Gary makes it a top priority.
It could. I mean, this is why this is another reason why I was so surprised that the lawsuit was filed, because the SEC just hasn't brought that many litigated cases. Telegram was obviously pretty huge, and Kick was pretty huge, but in both of those cases, I think the SEC's position and the SEC's chances of prevailing in both of those cases, I think, were much higher than they are in this case. And the SEC could have, rather than bringing a case against XRP at this time, the SEC could have continued to proceed with the easier cases, the cases that are, just more clearly a security under the Howey test. And they could have developed a track record and gotten some appellate court decisions, because of course, both Kick and Telegram never made it to the appellate level. So there are just a couple of district court decisions. They're, persuasive, but they're not binding on too many other courts. They could have chosen, the SEC could have chosen a path of trying to develop case law in their favor, in a lot more cases before taking on something like XRP. Because, when the SEC gets into federal court, it happens all the time that they go into federal court with cases that I, as a securities lawyer, think should be a slam dunk, that the SEC's position is clearly right. And yet they don't prevail in federal court because they are going from a world where, we all understand what the securities law is trying to do, and we understand what the conduct is. And we see how the law applies to the conduct. But when you're in front of a judge, an Article III judge, who one day is hearing
listen to this, guys. This is hugely, hugely important. Understand that he made a point that he's seen over and over and over again with the SEC going into federal courts and feeling as though, in his view, it was a clear slam dunk. And yet the SEC would lose the case over and over and over again. So what do you think is going to happen with a case that is exactly the opposite? What is nowhere near close to being a slam dunk? And listen to what he's talking about the judge and where these judges are when they come in to hear these cases from the SEC.
one day's hearing a criminal case involving, cocaine smuggling. The next day is hearing a breach of contract case. The next day is hearing an EEOC case. You're getting in front of a generalist who may have no background in any of this at all.
Sure.
And the facts end up mattering a lot in situations like this. So the facts here are, we had an asset that was, in the $30 billion market cap range, that was, the brainchild of a unicorn, a Silicon Valley unicorn. And
that is major. He's saying the facts are that, in the back of the judge's mind, ultimately the judge is thinking, if I rule on something that's a security, it's really going to come to the detriment of a US based company, which happens to be a unicorn at 30 billion, market cap. And he's saying that's an important fact. That's an important fact to the judge.
I think the facts of this are going to be what the judge is going to see, is a case that doesn't seem to have been involving any imminent investor harm. The Telegram case, of course, was brought as an injunction right before they distributed the gram. So you can sort of see that, unless we act right now, investor harm is going to happen. The judge just might say, why, if XRP was a problem, we've known about XRP since 2012.
Right.
Why now?
Think about that. Huge, absolutely huge.
Well, what is going on here? So I think we start out with the XRP case, with a factual posture that may not be the best for the SEC, and I think that there's a good chance. I can't give you a percentage on that. I think there's a good chance that the SEC loses this one, and if they lose it, whether that's at the district court or, frankly, if they lose it at the district court and they don't settle it, they'll surely appeal it to the Second Circuit. They can end up with a ruling that makes it very difficult for them to exercise any authority at all over the entire crypto space.
And that is the $64 trillion statement. And right, if they lose here, original court, district, whatever that is, and go to appellate, and they lose, then the SEC could kind of lose that kind of positioning that they have in terms of overseeing this digital asset space as a whole. So I ask you, do you think that the SEC is going to be willing to put that at risk? Well, guys, do me a favor. Yes. What's going on, 416 Crypto? Good to see you, brother. Please hit the like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. 75 people here, 38 likes. Let's get that up to at least 50 or 60 likes. That would be awesome. So if you didn't get a chance to hit the like on the way in, please do so. Now just collapse the chat and go smash that like and come back and enjoy the hangout. Remember, hitting the like is a way of letting YouTube know to get this channel out to who? More of us, the average Joe and the average Jane in this space, so that we, my friends, can get more of us in this space. That's what we need. We need more of the good guys and gals in this space. Again, guys, that is the $64 trillion statement right there. The SEC could risk not being able or not having any oversight on this digital asset space at all. That is on the table. That's on the table, guys. And do you think they're going to risk that? Do you think they're going to risk that? I don't think so. And then you throw in the fact that this dude just said that the SEC could very well easily lose this. And if they don't settle then, and it goes to another court, and then they lose again, they put at harm their kind of foothold, their kind of position in overseeing the digital asset space. They put that at risk. And I don't think the SEC is going to risk that at all. Bro, XRP is like, nope. Ken Sims is here. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. SEC is done. Ripple's going to go into outer space, indeed. Right? I don't think they're going to risk that. And again, coming from someone who's not only an attorney, he's a securities lawyer, and someone who has, worked at the SEC as well. He's speaking from experience. And I just think that, February's coming, February's here, this 22nd or whatever date they're supposed to do the initial thing. It's going to be very, very telling, I believe, very, very quickly. I really, really do believe that. It's not like, that could be. It's going to be very, very telling very, very quickly. I really do believe it. And, when he gives that example of the judge, like, hold on, something's not right here. You've known about this thing since 2012. How come you haven't done anything? Why are you bringing this to my court now? And if Joseph Hall knows of the SEC coming in on cases that should be a slam dunk and losing, these judges know. They're the ones who, they talk amongst themselves. And they could be like, oh, God, here we go again. The SEC's coming with something. This makes absolutely zero sense. They've known about this thing since 2012. Boom. Easily could happen. Brandon Young, what's going on, bro? I'm not saying that will happen. I'm saying it can easily happen. Thanks for the great content, Cease. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you supporting the channel, Brandon. Ninja Pants is here. What's good, bro? They created another division. I'm not sure what it's called, Blush Cruise, but they did create another division for crypto at the SEC. Mulberry Street Cigars is like, the decision's already in. We just have to watch the show. I hear you, bro. Right? And so that's a big deal. Yeah, bro, XRP all season has been confirmed. BC Backer gave it the nod, gave it the blessing. So we'll see. Doesn't mean that there won't be pullbacks and stuff like that, right? There'll still be some pullbacks, I'm sure. I'm hoping for some kind of pullback here because I got some dry powder that I like to be able to do something with. Definitely be able to do something with. Tyler 1013, what's going on, my friend? Hey, sees the stars are finally aligning. I know, right? That is definitely true. Crypto Royce, what's up, Crypto Royce? Good to see you. Really, really good to see you, my friend. So, yeah, Ripple and Visa in bed together. Woo-hoo. Indeed, right? So, very, very telling. I think if you just want to kind of get a better perspective, again, now we got two things going on with Joe Hall, right? Not only is an attorney be able to look at a lawsuit and read through it and kind of give different perspective, but also he's a securities lawyer. And he's also someone who's worked at the SEC. He knows all those people there. He also said that he knows that they've been talking and asking questions and kind of considering if we do label something as a security that we not stop there, but we go further and say, well, okay, if it's a security, how can we regulate this and still allow this legitimate non-ICO scam business continue to be able to operate and perform? That is massive, right? Again, that's a kind of allowing, if you will, for innovation. What's going on, Mr. Wendell? Good to see you. 10X Bullish is in the building. How are you, bro? Right, the facts, right? I mean, when he says that, the facts are, I mean, listen, the facts are. I think both of those were settlements, Barbara. Ken EOS, Telegram, I'm not sure. I think maybe, I don't know, one of them got a win, the other two kind of settled, but one was a win for the SEC and the other two, I believe, were settlements. And that includes Telegram. That's right, Wi-Fi reviews. Ripple have actually come out and stated in their response to the lawsuit that the judge deemed XRP not a security. The SEC was never asking a judge to deem it a security in this case. Ripple wants absolute clarity. Absolute clarity. That's what they want. Yeah, we talked about that earlier today, Bro XRP. Did anyone mention Volante partnership with Ripple and their partnership with the Federal Reserve? Yeah. And so, they're going to be part of that pilot group for sure. And that's good that Volante is going to be in there. We'll see where it goes from there, right? I mean, they had some other Ripple partners that are part of that pilot program also. That's right, Ninja Pants. We must stop Ripple. Ripple said, yeah, LOL, we added another 15 companies to our stack while you were freaking messing about. That's exactly right. And so that's a very, very powerful statement. Again, does the SEC want to risk that if they lose? And he believes they could very well easily lose. Do they want to appeal and risk losing again and having kind of the hammer put down on them and them not being able to oversee the digital asset space in any way, shape, form, or fashion? And I just don't think that they are going to risk it. So he pointed out the fact that this is in no way, shape, form, or fashion a slam dunk for the SEC. Why would they tackle something that is most likely not a security or is not as easily identifiable as the security than other ones? Why tackle this one, right? Tuna no crust. How are you, my friend? Double-digit XRP when the SEC loses their case in the blink of an eye. Yeah, it's going to be, again, when we get that clarity, right? For me, I've always said I'm not really looking at anything for XRP until this SEC thing is done. And I've always said that I thought it would be over sooner than later, and that both sides are going to want it to be over soon, right? And this is one of the reasons why the SEC is going to want it to be over soon, because if they happen to be losing and they don't take a settlement that is favorable and giving clarity to XRP as a non-security, they lose the possibility of overseeing the space as a whole. And I just think the initial judge personally is going to look at this and say just exactly what Joe Hall said and what we said on this channel, right? A judge, a jury is just regular folks, again, regular folks, not people in the digital asset space, not people that are intimately familiar with the SEC or Ripple. They're going to be like, wait a second, didn't you know about this since 2012? How does it make sense for you to do something now? Right? I mean, any average reasonable person is going to say that, both the judge and the jury, right? Both the judge and the jury. So again, I don't know when they're going to officially start doing the court stuff, February something, but from listening to a securities lawyer, having been at the SEC and gone through both sides of the lawsuit, the SEC's part, Ripple's part for Ripple's response. Tuna No Crust says if they lose and try to take it to appeals court, which he said that they will, if they don't settle, they will definitely do that. It will look like it's personal for the SEC. Yeah, I don't know when the 6 to 8 weeks is, bro. XRP, honestly, I don't know. Mike Hawk is here. I have not heard of Telcoin, my friends. I couldn't intelligently speak on that. I have not heard of it. I've seen some people on Twitter mentioning it, and apparently it's doing well. Celsius check, cash flow business check. Chrissy Powell. What was the life insurance thing about? It was a cash value or dividend paying whole life insurance policy that, what is it? Provides cash value, structured properly. Dividend paying whole life or dividend, some people call it cash value and policies. XRP, my pan says 8 weeks is up, bro, XRP. So there it is there. Cool. Thank you, sir. Keep it. Thank you. Keep it up, sir. You're welcome, Mike. You're welcome. Paul Bogo is here. Hi, buddy. What's going on with you? Recommend any what, Chrissy Fowles? So, I mean, to me, that says a lot. What's going on, Darnell? Good to see you. So the market is definitely green, guys. So I hope that you got some good stuff, got some good plays in. Guys, go check out that video. Watch that in video in its entirety. It's the Thinking Crypto channel, Thinking Crypto, and former SEC lawyer, former SEC official and lawyer weigh in on the SEC Ripple XRP lawsuit. You definitely want to check that out. Definitely want to check that out, guys. So, guys, here's the thing. I'm going to say this again. Yep, whole life. It's whole life insurance. Yep. Yeah, I can recommend someone to you. And so it's really not so much about the company as it is the agent that knows how to structure the policy correctly for cash value, that's familiar with becoming your own banker and the concept of IBC. That's what's the most important thing in my view, Chrissy Fouts. Like my guy actually teaches it, and so I want, and not only when I say teaches it, publicly, but it's also a big time student of it as well, and learn from the guy who actually created the infinite banking concept, which is R. Nelson Nash. Mulberry Street Cigars, no trial, settlement, and fine, and a designation of XRP escrow. Fabio, yes, I do believe that. What's going on? Booter Bless 302. Sup, C's? What's good with you, bro? It's probably going to be after the lawsuit. Do you know when they will allow XRP purchases again in the U.S.? Will it be after this lawsuit? Yes, I believe it will be after the lawsuit. And just like someone said in the channel, I don't know if it was Tuna No Crust or someone else, I believe it will. It's going to massively go up in value once that decision is made, because it's going to just give the green light to banks and financial institutions and money transmitter businesses. If they get that clarity, even I think even just Ripple winning, period, is going to be a major boost. And if they get that clarity of non-security, like the market is going to go crazy. I mean, can you imagine? The market's going to go crazy. I mean, The people in these different maximalist camp, they're not gonna have anything to say. It's going to go crazy. Ninja Pan's purchases will go through the roof once clarity comes, without question. It really, really should, right? So guys, go check out Thinking Crypto. The generational wealth formula for this channel, guys, since it's Generational Wealth Wednesday, is digital assets, acquiring digital assets, holding on to digital assets, learning how to earn money on the digital assets, learning how to leverage the assets in terms of its value versus liquidating it and no longer owning the asset, plus 2 sound saving instruments, SSI, which is the dividend paying cash value, properly structured whole life insurance, plus the Celsius network, which allows you to do all the 3 things that I just said there with digital assets. Buy the digital asset, hold on to the digital asset, earn interest on the digital asset, and leverage your assets. They have a 1% loan. A 1% loan is primarily for the 1% of the 1%. That's what Michael Saylor gets. He said it in the video. He generally gets a 1% loan in the traditional space. And you have an opportunity to leverage the generational wealth formula and do it yourself. I mean, think about that. I mean, I did it just to say I got it. I just recently did it. 1%. You know, we have to think and act like the 1% of the 1%, right? We talk about that all the time on this channel. Thinking and acting like the 1% of the 1%. It's massive to be able to leverage your asset, get some capital from that, and take it to the marketplace without losing your assets. And I think to myself, I said to myself, is there any way that the assets, I don't know, 15 to 20 assets right now, will not outperform 1% a year? Right? Think about that. Think about that. 1% a year. You just have to outperform 1% a year. I'm not telling you guys to go do loans. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying, think about the mentality behind it. So 1% loan is basically a 3.95%, I believe. 4% loan is in a 7.95%. 8% loan. The 8% loan interest is more riskier because the margin call is sooner, because they're giving you 50% of the value of your assets. The 4% loan is less riskier because they're only giving you 33% loan to value on your assets, right? So a third, if you got 100,000, 33,000, okay, right? So a third. And then the 1% loan is the less risky of them all, because they're giving you 25% of the value assets, right? This is what the 1% of the 1% do. In the traditional space, that 1% loan in traditional space might be a 50% loan to value. In the crypto space, the numbers right there are the best in the crypto space, which is 25% loan to value, a 33% loan to value, and a 50% loan to value. I already tested out the 50% one a wow back. And now I'm doing the 1%. I mean, because it's 1%. Like, I just thinking about that. All my portfolio has to do is outperform 1% a year. Outperform 1% a year. I'm pretty confident in the portfolio doing better than 1% a year. Now, for me, Crypto Seizures home, I didn't get that dirty, nasty fiat. Oh, no. I don't need dirty, nasty fiat. I got the stable coin, so I can acquire more assets. I mean, I just think about it and mull it over and ponder it. See if it makes sense for you. I'm not telling you to do it. I would never tell you what to do with your money, right? Got to get my boys in bed, says Chrissy Faust. And got to get my boys fed and in bed. You guys have a great night. And don't forget to give Siege those likes. Well, thank you, Chrissy, and have a great night. Get those boys fed. They're hungry, I'm sure. Mulberry Street Cigars, thank you so much for supporting the channel, my friend. I appreciate that. Smash the like for Siege. Yeah, guys, listen, let's get to 90 likes. Let's get to 90 likes. We're almost there. We got 60. Dado Cheeto, yo, Siege, best dude on YouTube. Thank you, Dado Cheeto. I appreciate that, bro. Good to see you tonight, man. Appreciate the feedback too, Buddha Bless 302. You're welcome. Scott Styles is here. What's going on, man? I just want to say I really appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much. Bitcoin 100K before the summer. Wow. I'm good with that. I am good for that. We want the digital asset space to win. Why? Why? We want Bitcoin to win. Why do we want Bitcoin to win? Because your next door neighbor, the guy who comes to cut your lawn, your bank teller, the dude, the dudes in the barber shop, they don't have to apply to get Bitcoin. They don't have to get someone else's blessings to enter the digital asset space. They don't have to sit on the other side of some table having some dude or dudette determining whether they are worthy. Whether they are worthy. No, come on. The digital asset space is our chance to win. Bitcoin at 100K, I'm good with that. I'm excited about it. And I own very teeny time Bitcoin, but I'm good with it. I want the digital assets to have utility and use case value to win. Store value is where Bitcoin's at. They didn't make the payments thing. They didn't make it. What they brought is a massive monetary policy. And you know what the monetary policy is? Let me tell you what the massive monetary policy that Bitcoin brought. Not talking about the technology. I'm talking about the monetary network policy. Here it is. Ross Stevens, chairman of Stone Ridge. I believe Ross Stevens is a billionaire. Michael Saylor says he is the biggest Bitcoin advocate ever. He is the ultimate Bitcoin maxi, according to Michael Saylor. He wrote a letter. He wrote this in a letter. Think about this, to his shareholders. Now, let me ask you something. The shareholders of a publicly traded company, are they in the crypto world? Is Stone Ridge a crypto company? It's not. He wrote this to the shareholders of his company that's out there in the traditional world. And this is what he said. Each citizen now has a choice. You can stay on the fiat standard, in which some people get to produce unlimited amounts of money for free, just not you. Or you can opt into the Bitcoin standard, in which no one gets to do that, including you. Do you get the profound power of that message? Level playing field. Again, your dude, your mom, your sibling, right? Your boys, they don't have to put in an application to participate in a digital asset space, right? They can go and get Bitcoin just like Michael Saylor. They can go buy a freaking Ethereum just like Mike Novogratz, without anyone's blessing, without having to jump through someone else's hoops. Can you imagine? Without having to jump through some other dude's hoops. Aren't we tired of that? Aren't we tired of having to jump through some other dude's hoops to get the thing that we want for our family? Aren't we tired of that? That's what the digital asset space represents. That's what it represents, man. So I'm excited for you guys. You're early adopters. Understand that. And being early comes with some growing pains, right? Being early comes with some growing pains, but the benefits, growing pains, but the benefits long term are massive. Early to the game, the benefits are massive if you hodl through, if you can resolve to be here 5 years from now and be here 10 years from now. That's what we're just getting started. I promise you guys. We are just getting started. All right, guys, listen, I got to wrap it up. Thank you so much. My guy, Siege, hit him up. Hit him with the knowledge. Indeed. What's going on, City Sports Grill, Bar and Grill? Good to see you, bro. Please fix your mic. I can hear a dog whistle-like sound the whole time, and it makes it hard to watch. Okay. I'll try to figure it out. Enrico Ray, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't know what that might be. Happens every stream, really. That's interesting. I have to look into that and see what's going on, bro. Thank you for letting me know, Enrico. Oh, 416 Crypto says, Enrico, I think it might be on your end. I don't hear. It's all fine here. Okay. So, guys, that's where we are, guys. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you, right? Generational wealth equals the acquiring of digital assets. Learning how to earn interest or yield on your assets, right? Learning how to earn yield on the asset, acquire them, learn how to earn yield on them, learn how to leverage the asset versus liquidating the asset is massively powerful. But the first thing is we got to get some assets. And if there's any other assets to get out there that are better than the digital assets, I want you to let me know. Let me know, because I don't know. 416 Crypto, exactly. No accreditation required. It's massive, right? So digital assets plus sound saving instruments like the dividend paying whole life insurance policy structured properly for cash value, and the Celsius network, which allows you to do all three things: buy an asset, hold the asset, earn interest on the asset, and leverage the asset versus liquidating. That's how the 1% of the 1% do. Then if you really want to do it, you multiply it by a cash flow business. That's the exponential factor. Multiply it by a cash flow business. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff, guys. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much. Do me a favor. If you didn't smash the like on the way in, if you enjoyed the hangout, do me a favor and smash the like on the way out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to smash the like, to get this channel out to more of us, the average Joe and the average Jane, because this is our chance to win. Ours, the digital asset space is our chance to win. We're not going to let anyone take it from us. Hodl strong, continue to level up your XRP IQ, continue to level up your financial space IQ and your digital asset space IQ as well. All three. There's more assets other than XRP out there. There's more assets other than Bitcoin and Ethereum out there, right? We want to level up our IQ, right? So that we can continue to establish and obtain generational wealth. That's the journey that we're on. And it starts with leveling up our knowledge first and then work the formula, right? All right, guys, listen, have a great night. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the super chats. I definitely appreciate that. That is awesome. Mulberry Street Cigars, I definitely appreciate you, my friend. All right, guys, listen, have a great night. Go hug someone that you love. And remember, you are playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And you're winning. All right, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.